Welcome back to Factual America, where we dig beneath the headlines to explore the issues shaping the future of our great nation. Tonight, we're confronting a topic that is as controversial as it is critical. The war on children, what's really being taught in schools. If you're a parent, a grandparent, or just someone who cares about the next generation, I invite you to buckle up, because what you're about to hear will challenge what you think you know about American education. Is there really a social experiment happening in classrooms? And who's steering the ship? Let's get started. Across our country, Americans entrust their children to the care of teachers and schools, expecting that they'll graduate academically prepared and ready to be good citizens. But over the last decade, the sense of safety and reliability in our schools has eroded for many parents. Social media is packed with stories of alarming assignments, shifting moral standards, and increasing activism in the classroom. Are these isolated incidents, or is there a nationwide trend? Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on what's being taught, sometimes quietly, sometimes boldly, inside America's classrooms. Are core subjects like reading, writing, and math taking a back seat to controversial social agendas? From new forms of sex education to topics many Americans didn't learn until college, to racial and gender ideologies, classrooms are anything but neutral ground. Let's begin with where the controversy started: curriculum changes. Across the country, states have quietly tweaked what our kids are learning. In some school districts, books considered classics are gone, replaced with texts said to be more inclusive, but that sometimes spark debates over appropriateness and age. Have we traded timeless lessons for political litmus tests disguised as education? Here's a twist few people saw coming. Many parents only discovered this shift after COVID forced classes online. Suddenly, they could listen in on lessons and see assignments firsthand. Overnight, lesson plans went viral. Math worksheets with social commentary, history assignments focusing less on facts and more on interpretations, and even kindergarten identity lessons. Are students learning too much, too soon, or learning the wrong things entirely? The issue isn't just reading lists and assignments, it's woven right into classroom discussions. Let's take a look at just one topic: sex and gender education. What some call health or tolerance lessons, others see as exposing kids to adult concepts far too young. In one state after another, proposed curriculum standards introduce concepts of gender identity, sexual orientation, and even explicit sexual behaviors in elementary grades. Are these efforts to educate or indoctrinate? Here's a dose of reality. Many states have pursued this new curriculum despite objections from parents and even some teachers. Teachers, who should be partners with parents, have sometimes been instructed not to inform parents about controversial classroom content or how a child wishes to be identified. Think about that. Teachers being told to keep secrets from moms and dads. How did we get here? And what about safe spaces and affinity groups? Established to foster inclusivity, they can often wind up promoting separation, where students are grouped and sometimes even taught based on race or identity. The line between supporting students and sowing division seems increasingly blurred. Let's talk about critical race theory, a term that's become a household phrase, but what does it mean in the classroom? Some say it's a necessary lens through which we should understand American history. Others believe it's teaching children to see themselves and each other through the filter of race first and foremost. Who's right, and what are the facts? Stepping back farther, is all this even legal? Many states have laws promising curriculum transparency, but concerned parents often find it nearly impossible to get copies of full lesson plans, reading materials, or teacher training resources. Schools claim they're protecting student privacy, but whose privacy is really at stake? Here's an angle that doesn't get much airtime. What about the mental health effects on students? Reports are emerging of children feeling anxious, isolated, or even ashamed after classroom discussions about identity or America's past. Are we helping children learn to think, or just teaching them what to think? It's important to note, too, that not all teachers are going along with this. Some have bravely pushed back, risking their jobs to speak out for traditional values and parental rights. But they often find themselves isolated, harassed by fellow educators, or even subject to disciplinary hearings. Is America's classroom becoming a place for free thought or groupthink? For every concerned parent arrested at a school board meeting, there are hundreds who remain silent out of fear. If you told someone in the 1990s that parents would be handcuffed for objecting to a library book or a lesson plan, they might have laughed. But today, it's a frightening reality. and one that makes many wonder just how far this war on children will go. As our classrooms become battlegrounds, a new question emerges. What's being left out? While time is devoted to controversial subjects, test scores in math, science, and reading continue to drop nationwide. Is America's academic edge being sacrificed for ideological experiments? Let's consider the money trail. Millions of dollars flowing from activist organizations and government grants directly into equity training, new textbooks, and even outside consultants who design anti-racism campaigns. Should our taxpayer dollars go to organizations pushing a particular worldview, or should they be directed back to basics, like getting kids reading on grade level? Another twist, some of these curriculum changes aren't being decided at the local school board at all. Instead, powerful textbook publishers, activist groups, and tech firms are developing materials used in classrooms coast to coast. Many parents are shocked to discover that faraway interest groups, not their own communities, are deciding what their kids learn about sex, race, history, and even politics. So how do schools respond to concerns? Instead of listening, many push harder, labeling concerned parents extremists or bigots. Social media fuels the flames, with media outlets often casting families who question the curriculum as dangerous or even as the villains of this story. Are these the methods of a healthy educational system, or signs of a system that fears scrutiny? Pause for a moment and think about the original promise of public education, a shared foundation for all Americans, built around facts, reason, and respect for family values. Increasingly, that promise feels broken. At what point do we ask, who truly benefits from the chaos and confusion in our schools? Across America, parents are waking up. Some are voting with their feet, pulling kids out of public schools, forming learning pods, or turning to homeschooling or private schools. The education establishment is feeling the heat. Record numbers of families now demand transparency, opting out of curricula they see as harmful. Could the so-called war on children spark a new revolution in how America educates its young? For those who say, this can't be happening here, look no further than recent headlines. Across blue states and red, parents and teachers are clashing over who has the final say, the family or the state. While some dismiss the controversy as just another political panic, the stakes couldn't be higher for the future of childhood itself. But now let's inject some hope, because if there's one thing that unites American families, it's the love for our children. Every week, more voices join the movement for curriculum transparency and parental rights. People from all backgrounds are saying, let's stop dividing kids. Let's start teaching them reading, writing, arithmetic, and the American values that built this country. So, Factual America viewers, where do we go from here? Our children deserve an education free from hidden agendas, a classroom where learning, not indoctrination, comes first. That's how we build a better future, protect the next generation, and preserve the freedoms that define our nation. What do you think? Is there truly a war on children in America's schools, or is this all blown out of proportion? Should there be stronger safeguards for parental rights and curriculum transparency? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're here, let us know what other stories you want Factual America to uncover. Remember, sharing the truth is the first step to making change. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we shine a light on the stories that matter.